You are being manipulated, and you do not even see it. Every time someone makes you feel bad to get what they want, they are proving something critical. They cannot convince you with truth. They cannot persuade you with logic, so they weaponize your goodness against you. They turn your conscience into a chain. They use warfare disguised as caring. By the end of the video, you'll master how to escape their chains. When men aren't strong enough to rule themselves by logic and reason, they seek to rule others through fear, shame, and accusation. This is the first law of psychological combat. Plato understood this 2,400 years ago when he described the soul at war with itself. On one side stands reason, the divine part of us that seeks truth and understanding. On the other side lurks appetites and desires, the wild beasts within that scream for validation, that cannot tolerate discomfort. Between them stands spirit, which can serve either master. The person ruled by reason uses truth to persuade others, but a person ruled by their appetites uses emotion to compel. This is the difference between a free man and a slave. The free man respects your capacity to think. The slave master fears it, so he attacks your feelings. Listen carefully. Guilt is a weapon. Shame is a weapon. Fear is a weapon. And the person wielding these weapons against you is showing you exactly what they are. They are someone who has surrendered reason. And now they want you to surrender too. Think about the last time someone tried to guilt you into compliance. What was the pattern? They made a demand. You hesitated. You asked questions. You wanted to understand. And instead of answering you, instead of making their case with facts and logic, they attacked your character. You are selfish. You are heartless. You do not care. You are a bad person if you do not comply. Notice what happened. They could not win the argument, so they tried to win the war. They escalated from persuasion to coercion, from reason to emotion. This is the signature move of someone who has nothing rational to offer. Entire societies collapse when reason loses authority. Democracy degenerates into tyranny. The same pattern occurs inside the human soul. When reasoning weakens, when people stop valuing truth and logic, emotional manipulation takes its place. This is mob rule. The loudest voice wins. The person who can make others feel the worst about themselves gains power, not because they are right, but because they have weaponized shame. Those who let desire overtake reason in their soul become a slave to every passing desire. They lie. They manipulate. They destroy relationships. They betray trust, all to feed the monster inside them. And because they cannot satisfy this monster, because no amount of control over others will ever fill the void inside them, they become more desperate, more aggressive, more willing to hurt you to get what they want. This is the first critical lesson to understand. The person using guilt on you is not operating from strength. They are operating from weakness. They are the tyrannical soul Plato warned about. They have lost the internal war, so now they are trying to make you lose yours. Let me show you the mechanics of this manipulation. Someone wants something from you. Time, money, attention, compliance. They ask. You say no, or you express doubt. A person ruled by reason would now make their case. They would explain why their request is justified. They would provide evidence. They would respect your capacity to think and choose. They would trust that if their reasoning is sound, you will see it. But the person ruled by appetite, looking to use guilt instead of reason, cannot do this. Because deep down, they know their demand is unreasonable. They know they have no rational justification, so they switch tactics. They abandon logic entirely and retreat to the realm of pure emotion. This is not a choice. It is a necessity. When you have no rational case, emotion is all you have left. The attack comes in stages. First, they flash moral language. This is about being a good person, doing the right thing, having basic decency. Notice the shift. They are no longer discussing the specific request. They are now questioning your entire character. They are trying to make you defend your worth as a human being. This is the trap. The moment you start defending yourself, you have already lost. You have accepted their frame. You are now arguing about whether you are good enough, rather than whether their demand makes sense. You might be smart enough to evade that tactic, but then comes the escalation. If moral language does not work, they add guilt. This is sneaky. They say, think about all the times I have helped you. Think about what I have sacrificed. Think about how this makes me feel. Notice this pattern. No facts, no logic, just emotional pressure. Just an attempt to make you feel so bad that you comply to make the feeling stop. This is not where it ends. If guilt does not work, they deploy shame. You've heard this. Everyone will know you did this. Everyone will see what kind of person you really are. People will judge you. This is social warfare. This is an attempt to threaten your reputation, your standing, your sense of belonging. Examine this. There are hidden truths here that will set you free from these attacks. Plato understood that being a good person has nothing to do with how much shame you can tolerate. True virtue is not about compliance. True virtue is about internal order. It is about being ruled by logic and reason. It is about having the strength to say no to unreasonable demands, especially when someone tries to manipulate you, because that is exactly when your refusal matters most. Here is the first test. Ask yourself this question. If this person had a good reason for their request, would they need to make me feel guilty? Would they need to attack my character? Would they need to threaten me with shame? Their resorting to emotional manipulation tells you everything. They have no case, and they know it. They are simply hoping you do not realize it. True strength never resorts to these tactics. True authority never manipulates feelings. A parent who has genuine wisdom does not need to shame their child into obedience. They explain the reasons and trust that understanding will lead to the right actions. A leader who has a genuine vision does not need to guilt people into following. They can articulate the vision and trust that its merit will inspire commitment. Only the weak use guilt and emotional coercion. Do not be weak. Do not surrender your reasoning power to someone else's tactics. You must train your mind to rule emotions. Do not react. Do not comply out of fear. Make your choices based on truth. When someone tries to use guilt, see it for what it is: an attack, a confession of weakness, a desperate attempt. Good. You can spot all the attacks. Now let me teach you how to defend yourself. Because defense is not about fighting back or using their tactics against them. That would degrade you. Real defense is about maintaining your internal order while they lose theirs. Staying calm while they escalate. Refusing to enter their emotional battlefield. Let's begin. Your first training drill. Practice the pause. You notice someone attempting to use guilt, shame, or fear. Do not respond immediately. This is critical. Your desire is to react. Your emotions want to defend. Your pride wants to attack. Reasoning requires time, so give yourself that time. When they say you are selfish for refusing, pause. When they say you are heartless for questioning them, pause. When they try to make you feel small, pause. In that pause, ask yourself one question. What rational argument are they making? Strip away the emotion. Strip away the moral language and the guilt. What actual reason have they given for their demand? Often you will find nothing, and once you see that clearly, their power over you vanishes. The first skill helps you master the second critical skill to defend against guilt attacks. Your second training drill: demand the rational case. When someone makes a request wrapped in guilt, unwrap it. Ask them to explain their reasoning without the emotional manipulation. Say, "I want to understand the reason for this request." Say it calmly. Say it genuinely. Watch what happens. If they have a real reason, they will explain. You can then evaluate it fairly. But if they do not have a real reason, they will escalate the emotion. They will get angry that you are asking. They will accuse you of being difficult. They will try even harder to trigger you. This escalation is your answer. It proves they have nothing rational to offer. The third drill is crucial. You've learned 2 critical skills through training. Here is the next powerful training exercise. Now, you will begin practicing small refusals. Start building this skill with low-stakes situations. Someone asks you to do something unreasonable, something small. Say no. They will try to guilt you. Hold firm, not with anger, not with justification, just with calm refusal. You may respond, "I have thought about it and my answer is no." Then watch how they react. Some will respect the boundary. Some will escalate. The ones who escalate are showing you who they really are. They are showing you that they view you as a tool for their use, not as being worthy of respect. This is valuable information. Now you know who you are dealing with. If one of these training exercises spoke to you, hit the like button and help others find these powerful tactics. You will cultivate indifference to social pressure. Plato calls this courage of the soul. Most guilt works because we fear what others will think. We fear being seen as bad, as selfish, as heartless. But here is the truth. The opinion of people who reward manipulation and punish reason is worthless. If someone would think less of you for refusing an unreasonable demand, their opinion has no value. Their disapproval is confirmation you made the right choice, because you just revealed that you cannot be controlled by shame and guilt, and people who rule through shame hate anyone they cannot control. Plato describes the soul as 3 parts. The many-headed beast is appetite, the lion, which is spirit or pride, and the human being, which is reason. The ideal is one where the reason rules. The human tames the beast, not by destroying it, but by keeping it in proper proportion. The human directs the lion and uses its strength and courage in service of reason. Here is something you must understand before you can become stronger. When someone guilt trips you, they're trying to feed your beast. They want your appetites to rule. They want you to comply just to make the bad feelings stop. They want you to act from fear and discomfort rather than from thought and principle. Do not let them. Instead, let reason analyze what is happening. Let your spirit give you courage to stand firm, and let your appetite remain in its proper place, under control, not running wild. Now we must address the hardest part: how to stop yourself from using these tactics on others. Because if you are honest, you will recognize that you have done this too. In moments of desperation, when we wanted something and could not justify it rationally, we reached for guilt. We tried to make someone else feel bad so they would give us what we wanted. As you learn how to control how others use these tactics against you, you will gain powerful insight into inner mechanisms that make them work. This opens a door for exploitation. We must root this out. When you catch yourself about to guilt someone, stop. Ask yourself why you cannot make the rational case. If your request is reasonable, you should be able to explain it calmly and logically. If you cannot, if you are reaching for emotional manipulation instead, this is your signal. Your request is probably unreasonable. Your appetite is probably demanding something your reason knows you should not have. This is the moment of choice. Will you let the beast rule, or will you let reason rule? Practice making requests without moral weight. Instead of saying, "I do things all the time for you," do this. Say, "Here is why I am asking." Instead of saying, "You owe me this," say, "I would appreciate this, and here is my reasoning." Instead of saying, "You will regret it if you refuse," say, "I understand if you cannot, and I accept your decision." This is how someone ruled by reason communicates. They respect the other person's capacity to think. They do not try to override with shame. Also, recognize when your request is being driven by wounded pride rather than actual need. Often we guilt others because we feel rejected. Someone said no to us, and our lion, our spirited part, roars in protest. How dare they refuse me? Do they not know who I am? Do they not appreciate what I have done? This is pride talking. This is not reason. When you feel this happening, stop. Their refusal is not an attack. It is simply them governing their own life according to their own reason. If you cannot respect that, you are trying to be a tyrant. You are trying to override their internal government with your demands. For those of you who have stayed till this point in the video, here is a special training exercise. This will help enhance everything you've learned. Here is your final defense drill. Build a council of reason. Surround yourself with people who value truth over comfort. People who will call out manipulation when they see it. People who will tell you when you are being unreasonable. People who operate from logic rather than from appetite. These people are rare. Most people are ruled by their feelings. Most people participate in the social game of mutual guilt and shame. They manipulate and allow themselves to be manipulated because everyone around them does the same. But you are not most people. You are building a different standard. Plato describes an ideal city where reason rules, where the best and wisest govern, where people are trained from youth to value truth over appearance, substance over style, logic over emotion. He admits this city may never exist in reality, but he says something profound. The true philosopher will live according to this city regardless. They will order their internal world according to reason, even if the external world remains chaotic. They will refuse to participate in the tyranny of appetites, even if everyone around them has surrendered to it. Can you be this strong? You cannot control whether others try to guilt you. You cannot control whether they choose manipulation over reason. You can control how you respond. You can maintain your internal order. You can refuse to let their chaos become yours. You can demand rational justification for all claims on your time, your energy, your conscience. You can build the habit of asking what the actual argument here is. You will be called cold. They will say you lack empathy. They will accuse you of being heartless. Let them, because what they really mean is that you cannot be controlled by shame, that you insist on reason, that you are free, and they are not. The person ruled by guilt lives in constant fear. Fear of disapproval, fear of judgment, fear of being seen as bad. They are a slave to every manipulator who learns how to push their buttons. But the person ruled by reason lives in truth. They make choices based on what actually makes sense. They stand firm in the face of emotional pressure. They are unmoved by social games because they have a higher standard, the standard of what is actually true and right. This path is difficult. It requires constant vigilance. You will be tempted to comply just to end the discomfort. Your pride will tempt you to fight back with more manipulation. Only your reason can hold the line. Only your trained mind can see through the fog of emotion to the truth underneath. This is what Plato meant when he said the philosophical life is the only truly good life, because it is the only life where you remain free, free from manipulation, free from the tyranny of others, free from the tyranny of your own untamed desires. So here is your call. Every day, encounter the world as the philosopher. When someone makes a demand, analyze it rationally. When someone tries to shame you, see it clearly as the confession of weakness it is. When you feel guilt rising, ask yourself whether it is based on genuine wrong you have done or manufactured pressure someone else created. When you are tempted to manipulate others, catch yourself and choose reason instead. Day by day, decision by decision, you are building the soul. You are establishing reason as the ruler of your internal city. And when you do this, something remarkable happens. The guilt trippers lose their power, not because you fight them, but because you simply do not respond to their tactics anymore. You are playing a different game. They are trying to manipulate emotion, and you are operating from reason. It is like they are speaking a language you have chosen not to understand. They can escalate all they want. They can make bigger scenes. They can involve other people. They can threaten social consequences. None of it matters because you are no longer moved by these things. You have anchored yourself to something deeper, to truth, to logic, to the unwavering standard of what actually makes sense. This is freedom, not the false freedom of doing whatever you want. That is slavery to appetite. Real freedom is the freedom to choose based on reason rather than fear. The freedom to say no without guilt. The freedom to demand rational justification without apology. This is what Plato promised to those who walk the philosopher's path. This is what you can achieve. Choose reason. Choose truth. Choose logic over emotion, substance over appearance, genuine virtue over the performance of guilt. Be ungovernable by those who have nothing to offer but shame. Be unmoved by those who weaponize your goodness. Build your ideal soul, the ordered soul, the philosophical soul, because in the end, this is the only choice that leads to true freedom. This is the only path that leads to the good life, the life where you remain in control of yourself. Let them call you cold, heartless, and difficult. You know what you are. You are someone who cannot be controlled by shame. You are someone who demands reason. You are someone who has chosen control over chaos, order over desire, freedom over slavery. You are the just soul in an unjust world, and that is something no amount of guilt can take from you. Stand firm, demand reason, refuse manipulation, build that ordered soul. If this message resonates with you, wait until you see the next video where a powerful test will reveal your true nature.